All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We've got the last three wars of Season 41 going up against X-K9, Sålty, and NewN. Sålty, this is the second war we've fought them this season, and NewN, same. Let's see. X-K9, I had Man-Thing, Terrax on 4A, and then Mojo, Sauron on 2B. And then I had Maw on a mini on the brute force limber mini node. Sålty, Mangog, Galan, Scorp, Chavez, Spot. And then NewN, I went up against Wong, iHulk, Absorbing Man, and Domino. We're about to jump right into it. I think I actually start out here with some mastery swaps for the X-K9 war. Let's see, who do I have? Man-Thing and Absorbing Man. Yeah, looks like I removed Deep Wounds because I wasn't going to need them at all. And I think I rotate right into, Max Inequity and Resonate. I left one in Tech Collar because I'm going to end up rotating. I'm going to max that out for the Sauron fight. So I just put that extra one, went ahead and put it in Tech Collar. I kept MD maxed for right now, and I did fill up Petrify. MD only for Absorbing Man. Don't think I'll need it, actually, because I don't even think that Terrax has any buffs that would trigger MD. But regardless, just in case, always helpful. So this first fight, man, I'm really starting to like, I call her Titty. It might be offensive to some, but, it's a good nickname. So we're going to go with that. But I really am, man, she's She-Hulk 2.0. I'm really starting to see that now. Now, I couldn't pull her from featured at all. I actually had to get her the hard way from arena. I did a grind for her, had a gem, went ahead and took her straight to rank 4 and maxed out her SIG. Because she's badass. I love using this lady. She is like Hoss. So big, built like a truck. She's got more health than She-Hulk. It's the same character model as She-Hulk. So, and they play very similarly. But she's more applicable, I think, than She-Hulk right now in a lot of fights. 2B, 2A, she pretty much owns the placebo lanes, and then any Mystic, not any, but most Mystics, she just conquers, and it's safe. So, really digging her. Absorber, I've come around on. I didn't dislike the guy when he came out, but I wasn't like gaga over him like a lot of people. I didn't like his required intercepts with light attack in order to maximize his kit to proc those, inflict those passive energy vulnerabilities. I think they're energy vulnerabilities. But I've come around on him. He definitely is. He's fun to use. Against Terrax, he definitely owns him because Terrax is aggressive and fights more aggressively when he has his rock shield up. So it plays right into Absorbing Man's kit. So hard counter. Even though this fight, he didn't cooperate. He's more aggressive, but he did not play into any of my draft back attempts at all. Right here. Nope, stands there. Tried to, stutter step to stab me. Again, doesn't play into the draft back, so I had to do this the hard way. It got a little bit dicey. It got a little scary. Okay, we get one there, but now he's loaded with Flourish, so that was hella close to pushing him red. And now I can't even hit his block to remove the Flourish because he's literally right about to go red. I could have countered there, but again, I was a little shaky because this fight was already not going as planned at all. Here we go. Now he's starting to cooperate. Play right into my intercepts. We're gonna do one more, I think. Nope, we just roll right into this level 2. So that was a rank 3 Absorbing Man. The fight worked out, but it just didn't go as planned at all. Naturally, 50 duels, went great in every duel, and then I get into war and he doesn't want to cooperate. But it's the way it goes. I did take Absorbing Man to rank 4 though after that because I was like, man, I just need more security, more safety, Yep, Titty versus Mojo on 2B now. Yeah, I always open with the heavy here, get those haymakers going, follow up. I had the level 1 start carried over, or no, I needed it for Nimrod in the next fight, so I was like, well, I might as well. I don't have any fights after. Might as well take advantage of the boost, you know, run it through 2 defenders. You know, Titania, she doesn't really need it. It's not like her level 1 or level 2 do much damage, but the level 1 does set up, it gives that, I don't know what the name of the debuff is, but it like extends the duration of all her following debuffs by like a lot. So I do like to go level 1 and then level 2, but as Iron Patriot in my battle group, you know, pointed out, he's like, you know, going to the L3 is quicker, and I agree, it is. Like, after some gameplay with her, it seems like that is the fastest method, like, for, like, a war fight. It's just going straight to level 3. But it's got some downside risk, because, you know, you basically, in order to do that, you want to have them, you want to bait out some specials, level 1, level 2, basically have them below a bar of power, ideally, so you can go to level 3, go ahead and push them to the corner, and then just start haymaking on them. You know, I mean, you can hit. So you want to hit with heavies with her. You see the max tech collar there. You want to hit when she's got haymakers up. You want to hit with the heavies, but they can back out of it. You know, if they're unstoppable, or if they've got a special active, they may throw a special while you're trying to do a heavy. So what I'm getting at here is it's not always opportune to just sit here and just, you know, willy-nilly throw heavies. You know, a lot of times you want to just do lights and mediums, basic attacks, and save the heavies for when they're below a bar of power and or cornered, so they can't get out of it. But anyway, you know, there's going to be a lot more titty play, so, but man, I want to take her rank 5, to be honest. Like, she could use the attack bump, since I don't run suicides. But, man, like I've told, you know, everyone in my previous lines, my condition is that, you know, I'm not against suicides. I think they're great, but I don't like specking into them every war. I don't like spending the units. I don't like spending the time. The units really don't matter that much. It's just the time to do it. Plus, recoil gives me anxiety. And a lot of the champs I play, they don't do well with recoil. Blade, terrible with suicides. You can get away with double edge, but why? He just doesn't need it. She-Hulk, it could go either way, but because she's so dependent on crits, you know, you may use a level 2 and get no crits. Now, granted, full suicides would definitely get you a lot more power back on that level 2, more consistently too. But yeah, like, I just ultimately, like, I just don't feel a need for it. I like to be able to spam specials. But if they were to, just like, I don't play Battlegrounds, but I do love that they've done the loadouts there. So that's my condition for war. Once they add loadouts, I would definitely dabble in some suicides. I do like the idea of Absorberman Titania combo, because Absorber gives her bleed immunity, so you could run double edge and, you know, basically just go to L3s. You get the significant damage boost and like no downside, you know. And if you're crafty, I'm talking through this whole Maw fight, but man, yeah, she just bodies Maw. I mean, just absolutely bodies this guy. That's a little reckless there. Heavy's in the corner. If they have max stand your ground, you know, and that first hit's resisted, it could get a little dicey, but I pressed, you know. Even if they have max stand your ground, that's still, they have to resist both hits. If you've got some power, they can resist both hits, and you can sneak that level 1 or level 2 in when they try to, you know, basically counter. So it was calculated, but, you know, a little reckless. But yeah, no, the titty absorber synergy, bleed immunity, that's money. And I could see her having use on like 9B or even maybe 9A, a hazard node with energy hazard stuff. You got the bleed immunity. You spec max Serum Science, and that mitigates a considerable amount of damage from like Shock or Incinerate. So I don't know, maybe we get into that, but it's interesting to think about. We did win this one 3-1. These tight wars, man. X-K9, they did great. Yeah, we won this 3-1. Just steamrolling. We're gonna roll right into this Sålty war. Let's see. I got. Oh, this is Blade war for me. I think this is my only Blade war this season, which I get. He's amazing, but he really does need to be. You know, you need the Trinity. That or, excuse me. If he has if he's got a bunch of defenders that are already dimensional beings, you can get away with Spark, and then have that third slot as whoever. But anyway, all right, so let's get into this Mangog fight. I dueled a ton here. I opted to go with no decks. As you saw, Mangog opens up with a heavy, which I kind of anticipated. He didn't do that basically ever in duels, but, you know, AI in war gets crafty. So I went with no dexterity just because, like, I've already, you know, planned on some of these placebo buffs proccing on me, and that's gonna, you know, get them some MD. But I didn't want to deal with the dex buff in addition to that. So that right there was my mistake. This fight was going great. I was just late on that medium. I did medium, delay, medium. It was too late, and he L2'd right in my face. But thankfully, I huge boosted. I literally don't think I could boost any higher. I think I got 25% health along with 30% green. So it's pretty much, it's literally the biggest boosts available in the game. I wasn't messing around. The Mangog fight did go swimmingly with that one mistake that cost me an entire level 2 to the face. But apart from that, it went well. I wasn't disappointed in it. Just a little slow on the double medium is all. But yeah, that was the stickiest fight, really. I wasn't bothered by any of these other ones. The Scorpion fight, I had to audible because I tried to carry over this level 1 boost through, what, 3 fights? Is that right? Did I put it on for Mangog? I think I did. Yeah, let's see, what do I got for time here? Looking. What do I got? 52 seconds left. So I knew this Galan fight was he's gonna get shredded. I mean, Blade absolutely just reduces this guy to nothing, and he does it super fast. You know, I think I got held up just a tad. He throws a level 1 here, slowed me down just a little bit. Yeah. I did put the dex back on, by the way. And then parry here, go right into a level 2, shred him down, and then one more level 2. But even still, like, what I should have done is either play it safe and just use another boost, or just roll right into this. Like, don't look at anything, don't look at the node, don't take any of that time. You know, as you can see right here, the node, and then I go to my boosts. I got 2 seconds left, and I thought I had it, but apparently not. So no synthesis here, no level 1 start, which changed the whole dynamic of this fight. Totally my bad. Lesson learned. Can't really parry in this fight because of the node. So yeah, that level 1 start, that would have been a level 2 right there, and I would have shredded him down. I had basically a level 2 coming back, and then it just would have been L2, L2, L2. So the lack of L1 start definitely changed the dynamic of this fight. I can't even like bait heavy to counter right here. I mean, I could, but this is a rank 5 Scorpion. He had Scorpion sense or whatever, so he could evade. So I didn't want to counter his heavy. I think it comes back up right here. Maybe, or go with this level 1. Yeah, level 1 right here. I mean, the fight's going well. You know, it's still going well, just a lot slower. But again, Scorpion Sense comes up. I don't want to risk countering and getting smacked. So my plan is to just gain from these bleeds in proximity, gain to a bar, throw the level 1. Right here, I throw it, and you can see, boom, he evades. See? Now I was safe, but man, this dude, he was out to get me, and now I'm cornered, and I'm like, damn. I press right here. I was like, nah, this is gonna kill him. I'm not getting backed up again. I was confident. Boom. Got a little dicey. It got a little dicey, but I was feeling good about it. I was confident. I know Blade. I knew I had that 1 in Assassin. It was enough. His level 1 is nice. You know, it does decent damage, especially with max deep wounds, which is a must for Blade. Kind of goes without saying. Chavez was a pivot. This was initially assigned to someone else, but I was like max boosted. I was plowing through everything, I had spot boss. So I was like, yeah, Chavez, no problem. I mean, she's a dimensional being, she gets wrecked. A little uncooperative at first, doesn't chase here. She doesn't chase. Had to reset. My mates were able to get me a wax pre-fight, so that was real nice, because that's always helpful. Didn't want to deal with the level 2. Apparently I do anyway. Here we go. Let's try to get her set up. Boom. I went for it. She had a level 1, right? And I went for the draft back anyway, which generally I don't do, but I was like, we're going to go for this. Her level 1, I knew I was going to be safe if she did throw it. L2, L2. That's it. But I mean, you guys could see I took half her life before I even took protection down, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but Chavez is just a shred fest with Blade, that dimensional being wrecked. So yeah, this spot boss was fun. I've taken this guy on boss node collectively, I think, I don't know, this is probably my 4th spot, Blade versus spot, on boss, maybe 5th. I've taken him a handful of times everywhere else. I mean, Blade just absolutely shreds this guy. It's kind of hard to duel for this particular fight, just because I work on parries right here, like stun immune parries, which you still get bleeds from. You can't do that in a duel, except you can. And I just removed my entire utility tree, all of it, no parry even. So that, because Blade bleeds on well-timed blocks, so you don't even need the parry mastery active. So I just removed the entire tree, and that way I could get some practice in with just parries, stun immune parries, essentially. Yeah, I was super confident about this fight. I knew how to play it. I knew which way it was going to go. I think I went with an invulnerability, because you don't need a level 1 start with Blade, pretty much ever. I mean, that's not true, not ever, but and a lot of times you don't, because he can get bleeds and power up real quick from the bleeds. So it really just depends on the node. You know, if you can parry freely, then yeah, you don't need a level 1 start, and provided they're not bleed immune like Mangog. But yeah, shred fest. So that was what, war 11 down. We did win this one. God, I think this was the 0-0, another 0-0 war, I'm pretty sure. We're going to show it right now. Victorious. Are you not entertained? Yeah, no, this was a solid victory. I think we won on time, and I think this was Sålty's 3rd donut Alliance donut of the season, and I think they lost 2 of 3. Yeah, look at that. 0-0, we did win on time. Damn! That is rough. Sålty. I mean, these dudes are really good. They should have been on the podium. Definitely over Nath. Nath, Essex Corp, I think is the Alliance name. Those guys died a ton. I mean, they just piled bodies, and somehow they got a clear line to the podium. I think it's just bad matchmaking by Kabam. It's unfortunate. Sålty definitely deserved that. But I guess that's the way it goes. All right. Last war, NewN, for the second time this season. Yeah, Wong. Another titty fight. Open with, I went ahead and just started with a region boost. I mean, you never use them for anything. I was like, might as well. Like, I'm not going to use a level 1 start. Don't need invulnerability. Invulnerability for titty is pretty useless because she's got haymakers, you know? Like, so yeah. Stand your ground. Yeah, that was a missed time on spacing there. It'll happen. Can't parry on this one because it's limber, unless you've got buffs on you, which she's buffing here, so that's not gonna happen. What I did, and I haven't confirmed it yet, but like, so against Wong, he's got a quick get up, not super fast like Guillotine or Guillotine 2099 or Venom the Duck, but fast enough to where, like, in my experience with She-Hulk, you cannot wake up intercept him. You know, knocking him down with a heavy or level 1, you can wake up intercept attempt against basically anyone in the game, with the exception of, you know, 4 or 5 champs with She-Hulk and most attackers, to be honest. But Wong, apparently it doesn't work. Every time I try to do that with She-Hulk against Wong, he smacks me on wake up. He smacks me with a medium or a light or something. But I don't, maybe Titty's got slightly quicker dash in, you know, after knockdown, because I wasn't encountering that with Wong at all. So, you know, we'll see. I need more testing, but yeah, anyway, mowed him down. This fight was bad. This is just a bad fight. Not that the assignment was bad. I mean, it's fine. You know, you could pretty much take Immortal Hulk with anybody. You don't want to take it with someone with a lot of debuffs, because I was like, well, why not Titanium? And I was like, oh wait, Petrify doesn't work. So all those debuffs on him, and Despair doesn't work either. So every debuff that he has on him, he's going to heal from, unless it's heal block. And so I was like, yeah, Titty's not going to work. We'll just go with the assignment. I missed a parry there, so now I'm at level 3, which I didn't want. I think I just ended up throwing this anyway. Maybe I try to get a level 2 or level 1 out of him here. Yeah, I think I just go in here. I'm like, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. I forget that this actually does regen for Nimrod, which is nice. But yeah, this fight was just poorly played. You know, I missed some parries. You know, he pushed me to level 3. I think I get smacked a couple more times here. Just an ugly fight all around for me. You know, took way too many hits from iHulk there. Yeah, I think I was trying to reparry or something. Got smacked again. And I mean, if you look at the health after this fight, it's really like, okay, it was a solid fight. And yeah, sure, like, I definitely got it done, but it just wasn't pretty at all. Yep, I'm at 9. I throw it anyway. I'm like, yeah, okay, fine. I don't know if he does Immortal here. I think he does. Yeah, so now I gotta wait this out. Look at that, 312. We're already going into almost 2 minutes of fight time. Just an ugly ass fight. A little bit of regen. And then this wasn't even supposed to be a level 1 here. I thought this hit coming up right here, I was like, oh, that's a level 2. Nope, it didn't even give me a level 2. Oh, that's so weak. I mean, the level 1 killed him, but like, oh, just, I was not pleased with that fight. Anyway, got it done. We got Titty here, Titty versus Absorbing Man. And as you saw, I did have that damn Sanctum crap that I always forget about against Wong. Not that it really would change anything, because it's not like you're going to sit here and waste time trying to bait level 1. Maybe, but either way, I was like, damn, forgot about this. So he gets to a level 1 quick light, which, whatever, not a big deal. You know, buff immune, not worried about MB. But annoying nonetheless. Trying to bait out his level 1 there. He didn't go for the whiff bait. Heavy, those staggers up, which, why, right? Don't need them, but she just takes it in stride. Let's get this level 2 kicking. Now, in hindsight, this is where I was like, man, you know, after this fight, it wasn't like the slowest fight, but it certainly wasn't the fastest. I can't remember if I was running max. I think I had max despair in this. I'm pretty sure I spec max despair. Yeah, max despair, max inequity, and I think max resonate, to be honest. And I do skip Tech Collar against Domino, because I was like, oh, well, Nimrod's going to absolutely dominate. I don't really need Tech Collar, especially since I fought Sauron there, a war or 2 ago. So yeah. But I did completely forget that Resonate versus Domino is never good. Because it's just a constant RNG fest. You're not proccing Resonate on every hit, so she's just crit failing you all over the place. So yeah, that was fun. Got a little damage from that. You guys will see in just a sec. So yeah, I mean, not that it was a great fight. Had a lot of fun. Enjoyed it. Minute 37 with Titty. I'm sure it would have been around a minute if I had just gone to the the level 3 route. But either way, I'll take it. So yeah, this should have been, I did use a level 1 start. All that EMP damage, whoo-wee! And now I couldn't figure, I was like, damn, did they just try to set me up for failure? Did Potato try to send me to my death here? I don't know, but I mean, I doubt it. It's just, if you're running Tech Collar and you got a level 1 start, you're getting to that level 2 with high armors before they even can throw a special. Like in the Sauron fight, he couldn't even throw a special. I do that level 2, that was a wrap. So the only difference here is no Tech Collar. She gets to a level 1 before I see a level 2. She throws the level 1. I've got buffs all over the place, armors, placebo, you name it. So it's just immediate 10 stack of shock damage or whatever that EMP damage is. And so I was like, what the fuck? But it worked out because my level 2 just melted her. So, but I was a little bit like, damn, they tried to kill me. But it, it worked. And so, yeah, man, look at this. Look at this. Beat NewN. They ended up dying one time. But we did end up winning on time regardless. I forgot to show the time here, but I think it was like 78 to 76 or 8K to 78 or something like that. Like we won, not by much on time, but we did win on time anyway. So we could have tied and been all right. But, man, I'm proud of everyone. This is my first season here. Feels good to finally win, like it's been years. These guys are pros, man. All you guys in GT40 are just professionals. You guys just get it done. I love it. Yeah, looking forward to another season. I was going to open my rewards for you guys, but I have like all the champs, so it wasn't a big deal, and it was a total fail anyway, which I'm sure you guys wanted to see. I went Cosmic on both of those Nexus. I was looking for a champion dupe, to be honest. But if you guys want to stick around, I'm about to go over the new global. So otherwise, you guys can depart, and thanks for watching. Peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, welcome to part 2 here. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to go over basically next season's globals, or the global for attack and defense, and the attackers and defenders, and just kind of discuss for a bit. All right, let's go ahead and, well, first let's look at this. I just noticed this. This is interesting. Let's go to war. We're going to go to history. Nope, we're going to go to season. So we got us at number 1. JA at 2, and then it was NAF. And I guess they changed their name then? Nothing Impossible, going to NAON. That's new. Anywho, so many of us have wanted new globals for a while. They haven't, Kabam hasn't disclosed. Historically, they always, they basically disclose what the new globals are going to be for the next season, and then every 2 seasons you have said global, and then they'll announce it, kind of beforehand. But they didn't do it for these globals this time. So like we've all just been in the dark. They weren't data mined. They weren't in the game. There was no tags anywhere. No one knew what they were going to be. They did just drop an announcement on forums, and they let us all know. There was a couple node changes, node 20, I believe, and then a couple other ones. Not many node changes, but a few. But more importantly, there's a huge change to the globals, and I'm about to show what they are here. So let's see. The defense tactic is going to be prowess power. each prowess on the defender gives them 20% of a bar of power per second, maxing at 10 prowess. When the defender is struck by a critical hit or purifies a debuff, gain a 10-second prowess passive, increasing special attack damage by 5%. So the special attack damage increase is, not much. I mean, even at 10, you've got, 50% special damage increase, which isn't nothing. But obviously, the main thing here is each prowess on the defender gives them 20% of a bar of power per second. That is nuts. That's so much power. So don't have critical hits and or be able to remove prowess. That's pretty much the biggest takeaways here. I'm going to go over to my roster and just basically show what all the champs are in the pool as opposed to just clicking on this here. But yeah, it sounds like it's going to be challenging, which I'm super into. And I do like that Kabam is, once you guys see this pool, Kabam is really pushing to get players to diversify their attackers and defenders too. I mean, there's always defenders that are going to be like perennial defenders, and they're just going to be, regardless of global, they're going to be present because they're just good defenders. But this also encourages diversification of otherwise, champions that just probably wouldn't be good defenders. So anyway, let's go on over here to the attack tactic, Armor Burn. For each armor up buff on the attacker to a max of 5, attacks burn 0.01% of the defender's current mana. Why do they use mana? That's like a magic term. That's interesting. So power, right? Knocking down the defender grants attackers a 10-second armor up buff, granting 0 armor rating. Additionally, each time the attacker power burns or drains the defender, remove 5 prowess effects from them. So for each armor up buff on the attacker, you're going to burn basically a sprinkle of power from them just on your attacks. It doesn't specify basic or special attacks. It just says attacks, which means all. So all your attacks are going to burn a small portion of their power per armor up to 5. Knocking down the defender grants attackers a 10-second armor up buff, granting 0 armor rating. So never mind that it grants 0 armor rating. You have the buff per knockdown. So each time you knock down, get a 10-second armor up. And that's basically gonna help champs that aren't tech, more or less, because there are, I would say, not quite half the pool, but there's a handful of champs in the attacker pool that otherwise don't get armor ups at all and aren't tech. And then each time the attacker power burns or drains the defender, remove 5 prowess effects on them. So it seems like the takeaway here is you want to have at least 1 armor up the entire fight, because the prowess is the issue here. You're not only going to burn a small portion of their power from all your attacks if you have at least 1 armor up, but anytime you do that, you're going to remove 5 prowess effects on the defender, which is huge. So let's go ahead and pivot over here to the champion pool. We're going to go to, let's see, we'll just filter the 6 stars. We're going to add tags. Let's do prowess power first. So as we can see here, let's see, no science at all defenders. No, what was the other one? Cosmic. So no science and no cosmic defenders at all that fall into the defense tactic. Let's see. We have a lot of skill, a lot of mutant. No tech either. No tech. Wow. And wow, no mystic. So it's literally all mutant and all skill. So let's go through the skill here. We got Atuma, Korg, Daredevil, Hell's Kitchen, Kingpin, Agent Venom,
Elsa Bloodstone, Mantis, Jabari Panther, Mole Man, Crossbones, Baron Zemo, Kate Bishop, and Night Thrasher. So basically all the purifiers. You know, that's obviously why they went with skill class here, because purifying is a consequence within that defense tactic. And then for your mutants, so what is it? Yeah, it looks like 6, so that's 18, 19, is that right? No. It's 12, 13. 13, and then 12 here. So it's 25 total defenders, and it is 25 attackers. I've already looked at that. Your mutant defenders, you got Professor X, Magneto, Kitty Pryde, Sauron, Magneto, Red Magneto, and White Magneto both. Bishop, Toad, Storm Pyramid X, Emma Frost, OG Storm, Jubilee, and Havoc. So let's see here. Professor X gains his own prowess. Magneto, House of X, gains his own prowess. Kitty Pryde, same. Sauron, same. Magneto gains his own prowess. Bishop gains a ton of prowess and his own, on his own. Toad, he gains his own prowess, but it's not nearly as constant as the others that I just mentioned. Storm Pyramid X, I honestly don't even know. I never use her. Does she even gain prowess? I know she can have some hard-hitting level 2s, but I don't know. I'm going to assume she gains prowess. Emma Frost, she does, yep. And then OG Storm definitely does. Jubilee, probably. I imagine she does. Havoc, he does. Not as many as the others, but he does. So we've got defenders that already gain their own prowess, and then coupled with the fact that they're going to gain more prowess from just being attacked. And if you don't have, you know, an armor up or anything like that, or a champ that can clear them. And then all your skills are purifiers. So damn. All right. Interesting pool. We'll probably see most of these. I imagine we'll probably see most of all these champs on defense. Probably not a Night Thrasher. Probably not Jubilee. Kate Bishop is in the next featured that comes out in, 15 or so days. So she'll probably be a defender. Mantis, doubtful, but maybe. Elsa, probably not. Excuse me. Agent Venom, maybe. But, you know, if he's not... If he's not in that Trinity on attack, then he still hits like a noodle. So, I don't know. Maybe. Maybe because we do already... I know there's rank 4s out there because of his attack strength in that Trinity. So, maybe we do see some Agent Venoms on defense. Sauron, yeah, the rest I'm sure we'll all see on defense. Daredevil, Hell's Kitchen, maybe a few. But yeah, I would say out of the 25 defender pool, we'll probably see 20 of those for sure consistently. All right, let's go over here to these attackers. Prowess, power, boom, armor burn. All right. Armor burn. Let's go to the classes. No science attackers. Kind of a bummer. My favorite class, and I'm really into Titania right now. But what are you going to do? They'll still have use. I mean, you're still going to have matchups where you're going to use your standard, like your Torch, your Ghost, Hercules if he's not banned. I mean, you'll have opportunities to use champs. Staple war attackers against non-global champs. So still get some use, just not as much. I imagine lanes are going to be broken up, with global defenders and non-global. Try to challenge alliances and whatnot. No skill attackers, so no science, no skill. Okay, couple mutant, couple cosmic, couple mystic, and a ton of tech. So let's see. We got every class except skill and science. So let's go mutant. We got Rogue, Colossus, Sunspot, and Psylocke. I can't imagine we're going to see any Psylocke. I mean, I could see a case for her being useful because she already, can lock your power. And it does say, if I remember correctly, knocking the opponent down grants an armor up. So you don't have to heavy knock them down, which means if you get into like if you corner them and you get into like her loop where they're below a bar of power and you basically keep pushing them over a bar, you keep knocking them down, keep getting armor up. So maybe, but doubtful. Sunspot, maybe, but again, doesn't have any native armor ups. You'd have to keep knocking him down. He is kind of a nuke, so maybe, maybe some niche use cases. Colossus, I think, will be really good because he already has native armor ups, a ton of them. He has the capacity to just basically get to 10 and stay there, which is the cap for the attack global, 10. So I imagine we're going to see some Colossus action this season for sure. Plus, he's got a ton of immunities. I would definitely say he's going to be a strong attacker. Rogue, as much as I like Rogue, I'd like to actually, use Rogue, but pretty much never use mutants in war. And also, she doesn't have her own armor ups, so she's going to have to keep knocking down. Now, she does have that spammable capacity on level 2, in which power drains. So, she could low-key be really good. I don't think I'll be able to use her at all in GT. I mean, they're not going to, we're not going to go the Rogue route. But I could see some use cases where she's really, really good because her level 2 does knock down. She'd, essentially get an armor up from that, and then you can chain those level 2s. And so you keep power draining them with the level 2, keep knocking them down, and those armor ups, 1 or 2 at a time, 3 at a time, it's gonna create a power burn. So not only are you going to be draining from the level 2, but you're going to be power burning too. So I could definitely see her being useful. And she's particularly good with Captain Marvel movie. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I could see those two, yeah. I could see Colossus for sure will get used. And I could see, some alliances using Rogue. Let's go over here to Cosmic. Heimdall does have some native armor ups, but he's a turd, so I can't imagine we're going to see any Heimdall. All he has is True Strike, essentially. And there's Cosmics that have that now. He hits like a noodle, so yeah, I'd be shocked if we saw any Heimdall and more. Venom, I'm a little surprised they didn't include Venom Pool, because Venom and Venom Pool are very similar, but no Venom Pool. And I've grown to actually like Venom Pool more than Venom. Venom does have his uses, especially against like spam and whatnot. Spider-Ham. He gets his own native armor ups and they're permanent essentially. So I could see him, getting some use. Venom the Duck, doubtful. He does get his own armor ups, but I think it takes a little while. And I've never seen him in war, so it's doubtful. Let's go over here to Mystic before we get to Tech. It's weird. They went with Voodoo. Maybe to just kind of, maybe give him a spotlight to potentially do anything. I don't want to say shine because I don't know that he's going to shine. He has no native armor ups. He's spongy. That's why he has that regen. He is Mystic, and he can clear things. With his level 1 and level 2, I think. He does have power burn on level 2. But I don't know, maybe on a boss fight, boss node, he used to, old school Voodoo, he used to actually do well for boss because he's got that regen. He, boss node procs, repeat buffs, which he can, basically just capitalize on with MD. So maybe, I don't know. Scarlet Witch, I could definitely see her getting some use because she has, it's random, but she gets her own armor up. It might only be from getting hit though. So, but she's got that explosive level 2. So, it gives her a reason to be used because she is global. So if she got little to no use before in war, I would imagine it'd be like little to some use now because she is global. So any global champ can get used, and there's only 2 Mystics. So I definitely think she's the better of the 2, despite her randomness. If we're talking about these 2 champs. All right, and then finally, let's go to the tech class, because this is basically what the entire attacking global is. We've got, what, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 of the 25 champs are tech. Wow. Not really a surprise. I think what's more surprising is that Kabam decided to completely omit skill and science from attack. But, all right, we got Infamous Iron Man, we got Guardian, Shuri, Penny Parker, Red Skull, Psycho Man, Hulkbuster, Punisher 2099, Dr. Octopus, Guillotine 2099, Civil Warrior, Future Ant-Man, Captain America Sam Wilson, Omega Sentinel, Viv Vision, and Warlock. And I think there's a case to be made for at least half these champs getting good use in war. So Infamous Iron Man for sure, we'll see him. Because, so, let's see, we're going to see Infamous Iron Man, we're going to see Guardian, maybe even some Shuri, let's see, Guillotine 2099, I imagine, yes, Sam Wilson, I think so, and I want to say Viv Vision, because I don't think she crits. All those champs I just mentioned, none of them crit, so there's definitely a use for that, because they're not going to gain any prowess without crits. So that already, I think, makes them strong. Even Shuri, even though she hasn't been buffed yet, she does have a lot of utility, just doesn't have the damage. But you can't parry stun her, so she's got that safety net. She doesn't crit, and those 2 things alone, I think, are big. Not to mention, this entire tech class, max tech color, so you're already minus 18% combat power rate on the opponent. So that's significant. Infamous Iron Man, I think, though, probably the most, because he clears prowess. He inflicts cowardice. He doesn't crit. A lot of people have him at rank 4 or even rank 5. He plays a lot like OG Doom. And he's a really good champ. He's got regen. He's got great synergies. He's got 2 awesome immunities, provided, there's contingencies. You got to have your armor up, but I mean, you got Incinerate and Shock Immune. That's huge. Yeah, so I definitely think we're going to see a lot of Infamous Iron Man. Nimrod is not global, but he clears prowess easier than any other champ in this game, and I would be shocked if we saw even one war where Nimrod isn't banned. I'm pretty sure that we're going to see him banned every single war. It's pretty obvious. Guardian, he only gets the 1 armor up, but that's all you need. He can parry projectiles. He can parry non-contact. That's what I meant. I don't know if he can parry projectiles. Same thing, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it is the same thing, but he can parry non-contact. Parry stun, I should say. Guardian's a solid champ. He was one of the first non-critting tech champs. He does take a little longer to kill. He has a huge level 2, but you got to kind of go through level 1 at least once, maybe twice, to get the payoff for the level 2. Really helps with white mag synergy. But I think we're going to see a lot of Guardians. I definitely do. Let's see. There's a case for Red Skull, to be honest. I actually like Red Skull. He's one of the few champs where you cannot wake up intercept with Red Skull. His dash in from a heavy knockdown is just too slow. So if you knock the opponent down with a heavy and you try to dash in for that wake up intercept, you're going to get smacked every single time. He's just too slow. He just can't do it. Same with Howard, which is, and I like both champs, but that's a big drawback for me in my play style. I love wake up intercepts. I do it every single time when possible. So both of those champs, you just have to adapt, and you can't use that play style. You just can't. But Red Skull already comes with 5 armor ups. He gets one every time he crosses the power bar. He has potentially the best power control of the game. But but you kind of have to set it up. But like for every debuff on the opponent, they gain less and less power. But mainly, you know, so you get a sprinkle of use out of Red Skull for a couple fights. Okay, fine. But he also, you know, he's got a great synergy with and for Omega Red. He gains unstoppable below a bar power while charging heavy. Red Skull does, which is awesome. It's a great synergy. But then Omega Red also gets a good benefit from that synergy too. Let's check that out real quick. Actually, we're in global, aren't we? I'll come back to that. But yeah, no, he's got a good synergy for himself from I-Bomb, Immortal Abomination. Yeah, and you know, for those that like Overseer, he also has a good synergy, I would say Overseer's best synergy, and then it's also a solid synergy for Red Skull. So I don't think we're going to see any Red Skull, but I could see use cases for him, mainly for the synergy champ, Omega Red, Overseer, even I-Bomb. But, you know, it's one of those where like, well, I do have a functional Red Skull. He can take, you know, this you know, global fight and then, you know, have Omega Red or whatever your other synergy champ is, take the other fights or whatever. So I wouldn't be shocked to see him. Psycho Man, I like Psycho Man. He's the ultimate AI manipulator, but he hits like a turd. He doesn't get native armor ups, and everyone hates him. So I doubt it. Hulkbuster, I could definitely see some use for a Hulkbuster. He gets, what, 1 or 2 armor ups pretty easily. He can get another one with Sassy Synergy, I believe. And I think he gets 1 or 2 if he's low health. But he does hit pretty hard. I mean, if you could rotate those heavies, set up a corner heavy spam session where you can level 2 into their block, power drain and lock them, and then just do some heavy rotations, I mean, you can really, really screw them up. I like Hulkbuster. I would definitely use him in war. He already has his own power drain with the level 2 through block. So it does have some contingencies. But again, you got that max tech collar potentially working for you. Punisher 2099, maybe. You could see maybe some uses for him. No native armor up. But he does have insane power suppression once you get to a max battery. But it's essentially for like, you know, draft backs. But maybe we see, you know, some 2099 action. He does have a good level 2 if you've got, you know, power in your battery, but you can't really, I don't think it works well with power back boosts. Doc Ock, yeah, maybe some. He does get his own a reoccurring native armor up, and he does activate Power Sting synergy with Mr. Fantastic, so maybe he gets some use for some people. Guillotine 2099, I'm sure she'll get used because she's got no crits, but she's too long a champ for me. Takes too long to ramp. Spongy. I've never really cared for her, and she's not really a war champ, to be honest, a war attacker. So maybe, you know, maybe she does have some tools. Civil Warrior, this dude, I mean, he's a trash can, and everyone hates him. I'm kind of in that camp as well. I don't hate him, but I certainly am not a fan of him. I don't care for his playstyle, even with his update. But he does have some stuff. I mean, he's got heal block on heavy, and I think they increased that duration with his buff, and it's a great ability, heal block on heavy. All his native armor ups, he gets a lot of them, so he does have a lot going for him. You know, he doesn't crit, but he does get a ton of armor ups. He can power burn and drain on level 2. So I definitely think that he's going to get some use in this for sure. He's nullify immune. I think he's got some, like, I don't know if it's immunities apart from nullify and stagger. Stark Tech, blah, blah, blah. Reduce, there it is. For each armor up buff active on Civil Warrior, reduce the opponent's bleed and poison ability accuracy. So he isn't immune to either of those, but he reduces the opponent's ability accuracy for those. I wonder how that interacts on, like, you know, a 9A or 9B. You know, like if he's got, you know, a couple armor ups, like for instance, you start with you do a level 1 start advanced power boost, right? and you literally just go right into level 1, parry level 1 or whatever on one of those pads, right? And you stack, I don't know, 3-4 armor ups. Does that mean that like you can go ham and start hitting them and you won't get any bleed now? Because that would 4 armor ups would be 100% bleed and poison ability accuracy reduction, right? So I would think in theory you could just go ham, and then as long as you keep those armor ups up above 4, you'll never get bleed on you or poison. So I don't know if that's how it plays out, but that's how it reads, and I think that's how it should play out. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I definitely think that he has some use, though, for sure. 10-second heal block, yeah. So we'll see. And then future Ant-Man, I don't know jack about him. I don't even know who has him, but maybe he sees use in this. I don't even know if he crits. But I think he does get at least an armor up. This dude right here, Sam Wilson, I'm going to end up picking him up from these deals. In the 2022 Crystal, I'm going to get the rank 5 gem, 4 to 5 gem, and I'm going to pick this dude up. As you can see, I don't have Omega Sentinel. I don't have Captain America Sam Wilson. I don't have Warlock. Ant-Man and Vision, I wouldn't have them. They're going to be in next featured. Don't really care about either one, to be honest. I do still want Warlock. I don't even care about Omega Sentinel. Not a fan. Way too spongy for me. I know that she's tanky with her armor ups, but she has like Wasp. I think her health is even less than Wasp. She does have super, super high base attack, but I don't run suicides. I don't like her playstyle. Yeah, overall, I'm just not a fan. So not picking her up. The only other ones that are in that crystal that I need, let's see, Rintra, Spot, Omega Sentinel, Sam Wilson, right? We're at 4. Wong. I think that's it. I think those are the 4 that I don't have, 5 that I don't have. I do want Spot, but I don't need him. I don't do battlegrounds at all, so I don't, I think he's good for that, but, I don't need him for war. I wouldn't attack with him or anything. I mainly just want him as like a bigger dual target, to be honest, instead of my 5-star. But yeah, Wong, don't really care about. Rintra, he's a bull, but I'll get him eventually. I'm not chomping at the bit to pick him up. Kind of want him, but it's not huge. Omega Sentinel, yeah, I don't care about. And yeah, so Sam Wilson. I wanted Sam Wilson for a while. And I think that dude's going to be awesome for this global because he doesn't crit. He gets armor ups easily just from hitting and being hit. He can power drain. He's got an awesome level 2. He's one of, if not the only tech that can ignore miss. He's got some solid synergies. I mean, he's fun to play. He can wake up intercept. He's got a fast dash in after heavy. Yeah, I mean, I think he's got a lot of potential. He's a cool ass champ. I've wanted him since he came out. I wasn't able to grab him, so yeah, I'm definitely picking him up. And I think that's about it. I mean, I don't have a whole lot else to share here, guys. We're gonna grab a few of these. And we're gonna grab what I think I'll end up picking up here is this one. And as we can see here, blah, 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 blah. Yep. Oh, Misty Knight. I don't have Misty Knight either. And I do kind of want Misty Knight, but I don't need her at all. We got Misty Knights all over the place for defense. I kind of want her as a dual target, but also to mess around with. She's kind of cool. Yeah. A couple dupes I'd want out of there, but yeah, I want Sam. So I'm definitely grabbing Sam. Probably going to grab this one too for this tier 6 selector, but also if we look in here, I do want to dupe on Craven, and I don't have Circe. I think everyone else I have in there, and I probably haven't duped. No, Jubilee I don't have duped. Yeah, I definitely want to dupe my Craven. Circe I kind of want, but again, for a dual target. So, nah, pass. This one, I think I have every single person out of here. I think I have I got every champ, but I do want to dupe on Spider-Ham, and yeah, not enough to go for that gem, or go for that crystal. This is the one here. I've got almost everyone out of here. I do want a Nihilist. That was the other reason I went Cosmic, because there's a few champs in those two Cosmic, in the Cosmic class, that I still want. I want to dupe on Champion most of all, because he's actually kind of badass with Titty, with Titania synergy. And and the synergy for Titania is awesome. It makes her so OP. I mean, land a couple intercepts and you can just get so much uptime on haymakers. It's pretty silly. Yeah, it's pretty badass. And even the name of the synergy, now you're playing with power. I think it's pretty awesome. So yeah, out of all these, I didn't even catch this the first time. Warlock's in there. So this is my chance to grab Warlock. I haven't been able to pick this dude up. I want a Nihilus as a dual target, but also just to have him because I do put him on my team a lot, never to use, but as part of like a 5-man synergy team when I'm like questing or something. So I do want a Nihilus, but I'm not going to like use him or anything. Warlock I want because I absolutely will use him. He's such a great war champ. He would complete the one of the mutant trinity if you want with the Cable, APOC, Warlock. Good synergy for Cable and a good synergy for Warlock. So I'm probably going to grab Warlock from there. Those two, and then for the remainder, I will probably grab not all of these, but a few of these. Probably going to grab like 4 or 5 of these, and I think that'll be all my baubles. Because I'm not picking up all those offers at all. I'll get a few. But those are the bundles I'm going to grab. And I'm going to rank up some freaking defenders. It's either going to be Korg or hold out and do Zemo, which who wouldn't prefer to do Zemo over Korg, right? But I mean, defense is everything. I might end up doing both. I might do both. Definitely going to do Zemo at some point. Don't really care about Prestige anymore, but Zemo is kind of awesome. Prestige is a bonus, but I don't need it. Korg is obviously just a straight defender. There is no other ifs, ands, or buts about that. Never use that guy for attack. I don't even know if he'll ever be an attack global for anything. But I don't think he'd be that bad. Honestly, he's so tanky and safe. Now, he does need Mojo synergy 100% to make him any kind of respectable at all with damage. But it makes his armor breaks pretty damn big. But, yeah, we'll see. More to come. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Looking forward to the new season, to be honest. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be challenging. We had a lot of zeros with a lot of alliances this past season. People got a hang of everything. I think we're going to see a lot of deaths. I think it's going to go the other way next season for a lot of alliances. This looks like it's going to be a really challenging global. I'm excited to see it. Starts, May 15th? May 10th? May 15th? So stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. We will catch you on the next one. Peace out.